Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building here in the world of Sulani, which is of course the world we got in the Island Living expansion pack. This time I am building a pretty small 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, and I was looking at a picture on Pinterest and I had planned on making this home look pretty much identical to that one. It is in shape for the most part, but the color scheme ends up being completely different because the one that I was looking at is a lot more like retro, mid-century modern, and more of that sort of like color scheme style. But I'll put a picture of it here on screen so you guys can see what I was looking at. I actually forgot to do that in the last build. I said that I would put the picture up and I totally forgot, so please forgive me if you guys were wanting to see it, but if you ever want to see my build inspirations, I put everything on Pinterest. Every once in a while I forget to save something and then I can't find it, but most of it is up there. But anyways, yeah, I will share the image like I said, and the house ends up being a lot more of that like really soft boho look that I like, but mixed with a tropical feel. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's super cute. I love the colors a lot. I love this like white and like sandy wood tone. It's just so pretty. I just really like it. So yeah, hopefully you guys will like it too. The house is small, like I said, and the lot is small too. So there's not like a whole lot of activities as far as the exterior goes. There is the fire pit that came with this expansion pack. There's a barbecue, a trash can outside, and some planter boxes. I think that's pretty much the extent of it. I kind of struggled with the landscaping, to be honest. I think I tried landscaping this build like, I don't know, maybe 5 different times. I was really struggling with it. I don't know why it was so difficult. I think because the style is a bit more clean and simple than what I have done in this world. I guess that might be the case. I don't know. Either way, it worked out in the end, but it took me a while, so I do the landscaping at the very end of the video. But the interior came together really smoothly. I really especially like the living area because I downloaded a fireplace from the gallery. I downloaded it from Tomatinshu, I think is how you say their name. I'll put the name up on screen so you guys can see who I downloaded it from in case you guys would like to download it as well. There are tons of other fireplaces on the gallery, essentially using move objects or tool mod or both, you know, just trying to create something that's a bit more custom and not just the standard fireplaces that you can find in the Build and Buy catalog. And so I downloaded one that I thought would fit the style of the build that I was going for, and I think it's so good. I did change it up a little bit, basically because the bottom part of the fireplace was made using shelves, and I didn't want it to disappear when the walls were in cutaway mode, even though the top part does, and that's just how it works in the game. But I didn't want that part to disappear because then the logs would just kind of be floating in the air. So yeah, you guys will see that here in just a little bit. But the floor plan has came together really quickly. I actually used the floor plan from that same build that I was looking at on Pinterest. I followed it, or the link to the website, and there was a floor plan along with the exterior image of the house too. So I followed it pretty closely. It's not exactly, but I really thought the floor plan made sense for like the house. Sometimes I look at floor plans, you know, on Pinterest or, you know, wherever I'm looking, and they don't make sense to me, and so I'll change them, but this one I thought made perfect sense. So yeah, I kept it. Anyways, over here I'm starting off by figuring out the placement of the kitchen. I don't end up leaving these counters. I really like them. I like the colors of them especially, but something that I don't like is every single lower cabinet is open. I wish there was some that were closed, maybe some that were different shapes or something. It's just they're all the same empty shelf, and I like it for cluttering, but it's just a bit repetitive. So I ended up using these ones that came from Cool Kitchen. I thought the colors were basically perfect for the color scheme that I was going for, and I ended up pulling this wallpaper that I used on the exterior to the interior, and I thought it was really pretty in here. I think I do add some tile in the kitchen once I place the fireplace, because the fireplace that I placed came with some tile as like a backsplash to it, and yeah, I thought it worked nicely in this build too. But here I'm just placing some curtains, and then this is where the dining table is going to go. I end up using this dining table that came in a base game update. It was created by, I believe, Harry, a CC creator called Harry, but here I'm downloading the fireplace. So yeah, you guys can download it too if you guys are interested. It's super cute. It's very simple, clean, and modern, and it fits perfectly in this style. So if you guys like this whole like light wood color scheme, I think you guys would really like this one. Of course, you could switch up the colors. I'm sure there's like a few different options that would work too. Although that overhead, it's actually a range hood that's like the fireplace chimney top, whatever you want to call that. Yeah, it's actually a range hood, and it comes in a few different colors that match the original swatches to the base game simple counters. And so there's the one that has the dark brown, and then that very obnoxious pink purpley color that goes with essentially nothing. And so that's kind of disappointing. I really wish they would switch up some of the colors, because this is a really useful object. But anyways, instead of having the regular fireplace here, I used these torch things that came from Get Famous. I use that for the fire instead, just because your Sims don't actually have to light them. You can just click on them and light them. Although I did have trouble seeing them once I placed the table that I end up using. And so when I went to go take the screenshots, I decided to create a basement and put one down there. And I only used one of them. Two was kind of overkill. There was way too much fire and smoke. So I just placed one in the basement, sized it down, and raised it up a little bit so the flames were actually, you know, showing through the logs, and it looks like the logs are actually on fire. But yeah, you'll see that all in the screenshots. And of course, if you download it, you'll notice that there is a basement where I placed it, which I think works pretty nicely. And then you can just click on it if you don't want the fire to be there anymore. You can just extinguish it, and your Sims don't actually have to get to it, which is really nice. But then you still have a fire. They just can't interact with it like they can a regular fireplace, because I think a regular fireplace, your Sims can like warm themselves, and I think it actually heats them up like if it's cold outside. But this is Sulani, so I didn't think that stuff was kind of too necessary, because it's probably pretty warm here most of the time. But yeah, here on the coffee table, I decided to do this tray trick that I've done recently, where I use this side table merged in with a coffee table to look like a tray sitting on top of it. I think that looks super cute, and yeah, it works really nicely with this particular coffee table. Like when you size it down and raise it up, it just kind of like goes to the right level, and the size is really nice. So yeah, that worked out pretty well, and I put a couple of decorations up on top of it. I think just like a plant and some books and stuff like that. And other than that, here in the living area, I just tried to add simple decorations. I was really trying to not make this place feel like overly cluttered or overly decorated. It's kind of more of like a vacation house feel. So I mean, you could use it as like an everyday home if you want to. I'm not uploading it as a rental home, but you could definitely use it as that. And I think it would kind of make sense, because I think it's kind of more decorated like that. I mean, of course, some people keep their homes more simply decorated and clean and like free of clutter. I don't think I'm one of those people, but yeah, anyways, I wanted to use those fish plaques. I end up not keeping them. I really wish the wooden part that they were mounted on had a few other color swatches. I wish there was like a black one, a white one, maybe like a light brown, and then maybe a dark brown. But that orangey brown really just matched nothing in this build, so I decided not to keep them, even though I do think they're super cute and the fishes are from this world, so it kind of made sense. But yeah, I get rid of them. I do place this, whatever you call this floating device. I place this here, but I end up getting rid of it in the end, and I think I forget what I placed in its spot, but I switched it up here in just a little bit. But yeah, here I'm just adding those decorations that I was talking about to this tray. I'm just using the tool mod to raise them up to the right level. I did notice though that when I went to go take the screenshots, they were in my Sims inventory. So I decided just to place them on the actual tray level. So they're clipping in just slightly. So if you decide to download this build, you might want to raise them up a little bit if you have the tool mod. But if not, it's like the tiniest little bit that they're clipping. So it didn't bother me too much. But yeah, anyways, here I'm switching up that object. I decided to use that one instead, which came with Island Living. So I thought that was pretty perfect. And then here I'm just finding some clutter and decorations to put around the kitchen. Again, trying to not make it feel too cluttery or overly decorated, but kitchens is like one of my weak spots. Them and kids' bedrooms, those I just like have to add a bunch of decorations. But yeah, I still feel like it has that rental home feel, or maybe like an Airbnb feel or something, where it's maybe somebody lives here part of the time, then they rent it out another part of the time. I don't know, I think there's a few different options that you could probably use for like storytelling purposes or something like that. But yeah, I think there's some nice stuff in here, and I think it's pretty cute. I like the way I decorated it, and here I'm just adding some rugs on the floor. And then over here, I had room for a washer and dryer, so I decided to add one. You could even put like a walk-in closet right here if you wanted something else that was functional, or you can make like a tiny little office space or something. But yeah, for some reason, I wanted a washer and dryer, so that's what I put there. And then over here, it's going to be the bathroom, which is the only bathroom in the build. I decided to use this shower that came from Discovery University, and I used a window as like a divider between it and the rest of the bathroom, which I thought worked pretty nicely. And just like the rest of the build, the bathroom is pretty simply decorated, but I used this subway tile again like I did in the kitchen and by the fireplace. I thought that was pretty nice. I do like this subway tile a lot. It's a base game wallpaper. I wish it was like a little bit different. I don't know what it is about it, but something, I don't know if the tiles are a bit too big or if it's the texture, but something about it is just like makes me not want to use it sometimes. Let me know if you guys agree, but I do like it. I just wish it was a little bit different somehow, and I don't know what that difference is. But anyways, over here is going to be the bedroom. The bedroom came together pretty quickly. In here, there's just a double bed, a side table, and a dresser. I think I put a chair in the corner. I ended up using the chair that came from the update for Spa Day. It's just a really like nice looking modern chair, but I think your Sims could probably hire somebody to come do their nails here if you wanted to. But basically the style of it I just thought was pretty nice for this build. So yeah, I decided to use it in here. There's also a couple of plants. And yeah, I really wanted to use that one painting that I had up in here, but the colors were just a bit too vibrant for the color scheme, and I was really like adamant about sticking with the color scheme for this build. But it is a pretty nice painting for a tropical build because it has the starfish and it has like the beach scene and like the palm trees and stuff. It's really cute, but yeah, it just wasn't exactly what I was looking for this build. But anyways, over here I'm just trying to figure out how I want the dresser area to be laid out. I ended up actually using this one, which is a debug object that came from Eco Lifestyle, and so I had to turn on the debug menu to have it be visible, but I'm really happy that I remembered it because the colors were pretty perfect for this build, and it was nice, like clean, simple shape and stuff, and I just felt like it matched so nicely. And then here I'm just adding some extra towels and a little basket with some decorations in it, and then here I'm just adding a wall decoration of this nice hanging plant that we got from the plant kit, which I think was the last build and buy kit that we got. We've gotten a lot of clothing related kits, a lot of cast kits, and I'm gonna be a bit biased, but I feel like it's a bit too many cast related kits. I feel like a lot more people would want like gameplay related kits or build and buy related kits. Let me know if you guys are really enjoying the cast related kits. I just felt there's so many. But anyways, that's it for the interior, and here I'm moving on to the exterior. Like I said, this landscaping was so much of a struggle. Once I finished the exterior shape of the build, I tried doing a couple different versions of the landscaping, and then here at the end I even tried like 2 other times, and then this is the final one that I settled on, and I really like it. It's nice and simple. I think the other attempts I was just trying to overcomplicate it, and it just did not match like the style, and I really wasn't liking it. So I'm happy that I decided to do it over and not just settling for one of my attempts and not really liking it. I'm glad that I pushed through and made myself redo it a couple of different times. But yeah, I think it's really nice. I really like having the fire pit over here, so it's a nice interactive object, and then there's the planter boxes so your Sims can grow a few different things. And I also liked using the stepping stones surrounding the entire build. I thought that looked pretty cute, and I decided to use these more like manicured hedges. I felt like that suited the style of the build too. But there's also some like wilder grass pieces, and I tried to have some of them fall off the lot a little bit just to make it blend into the world a little bit nicer. But yeah, I think this build is super cute, so I'm hoping that you guys are going to like it too. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Here I'm just adding some like statues and extra decorations just to sort of add more character and details to the build and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one, and hopefully you guys enjoy the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!